doing great things. Dap my partner up, I'm glad he on the same thing. Bills is going up, but I know how to maintain. Had to cut him off, but I ain't got to say name. Nah, hey, plans of being the boss and I ain't gang bang. Some of my brothers did, but we be on the same thing. Solid sense of kid, respect is just the main thing. If I said it, I'm gon' do it. I ain't changed. Hey, I'm from the west side.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? Oh my God, you don't know how much it means to hear that music once again, because you know what it is. This is the I Am Courtney Chandler podcast, where we discover ourselves, embrace it, and unlock the potential within. Of course, I'm your host, Courtney Chandler, and I'm so excited to be back with you all. I'm so excited to finally be coming to you on a new platform. We are now on YouTube. That's right, we are on YouTube now. So thank you for watching this podcast now, as well as listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on SoundCloud. I am Courtney Chandler Podcast, and also on YouTube. Listen, I'm so happy y'all are back. I'm so happy to be talking back to you all. This has been a long time coming. I feel like it's been months, but it feels like it's been years, because it's been since February 10th of this year, since the last time I came and did a podcast on any platform. Um, yeah, that was the last time I came on, and the last episode was I Am Winning, and that was with Kaylin Lyons earlier this year. Doing a winter, and now it's summer. We're about to go into fall. Um, with September coming. So it's been a minute. I mean, it's been a long time. So we got a lot of catching up to do. So before I get into it, please, I got to plug. Please make sure you follow on Instagram, on Facebook. I am Courtney Channel Podcast. That's right, on Instagram, on Facebook. You see the ticker below. It's saying it right now. I am Courtney Chandler Podcast on Facebook and on Instagram. So without further ado, I want to go ahead and jump into the show. But before that, no, we don't have a shadow night this week, but 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 I did want to do something. I did want to do something different, because I got new gadgets over here. Yeah, I got brand new gadgets. So I'm checking out new things. I'm playing with new things over here. So I did want to just show you guys some love, and I want to, you know, that's the cheer. I hit the wrong. You see, I hit the wrong button, but what I really wanted to do is, yeah, clap it up for you all. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, because thank you all so much for being faithful. Thank you all so much for being loyal to this podcast. And whenever you listen to it, whatever month, day, year, whenever you listen to it, I truly appreciate you. Truly appreciate you. So let's get caught up. So the last time you spoke with me, I was dealing with um transition. And yeah, a big transition. By the way, this name of this episode is I Am Back. So go ahead, tell your friends Courtney Chandler is back. I am back. That's the title of this episode. So yeah, the last time you talked to me, I was actually going to transition. Um, I had just left the news business, or had been um, I wouldn't say pushed out, but had to leave the news business. And I've been trying a new field in banking. I was in banking for the early part of the year. I had just literally had just started. I probably had been working for maybe a month. The last time I talked to you all with Region, and it was good. It was a lot to learn, because banking was a totally different world for me, totally different avenue. Because I've been in communications for since college. That's all I kind of really know is communication and media. So to transition to learn banking, which has so many different avenues of counting money, learning about loans, what else? Learning about equity and escrow. Um, it was just so much to take in, and yeah, it was a learning experience, and I am grateful for that. I met a lot of cool people. Shout out to the branch I was at, back in Montgomery, the Eastbrook branch. Back there, those folks were really nice and really looked out for me. So y'all watching, thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all, love y'all. But yeah, since then I worked there. From January all the way up until May of this year, 2022. That's because I got an offer around April. It was right around, I would say, Easter. And that offer was to actually come back to my hometown and be a reporter, a morning news reporter for CBS 42 News. So, um, tell you just a little backstory is I haven't really told you about my journey. I actually started at CBS 42 News. When I started my career, I worked in production there for a year and a half in 2016 to 2017 to I would say about to summer of 2017. But I worked part time in production there, and I always wanted to be a reporter, MMJ. That was one thing that I always wanted to do, and that gave me kind of like the startup, the training that I needed. I, during my time there, I not only worked in production, but I also shadowed reporters, and I did work on some of my own packages as well. So what happened was that transition and led me to get to Dothan. Spent 2 years there, and I got to Shreveport, spent a year and a half there. And I got to Montgomery, spent another year and a half, left that situation. Unfortunately, I was fired and let go. I've been very open about that. Um, and went into banking for a few months, and now I'm back in news. So I have been the morning news reporter for CBS 42 News for now going on 4 months now. So I'm excited to be back, and I'm super, super excited to be back in my hometown. So it's been, really, really cool. So yeah, 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 yeah. Clap it up. Yeah, yeah. Thank you all. Thanks for the applause. I'm really excited to be, back home. Definitely a dream of mine to report in your home city, and it means a lot because the people, the area, and it just means a lot to be back in your own city and reporting, but it does come with challenges. Because I am, like I said, I'm the morning reporter, so I had to get up super early. And as you know me personally on a real personal level, I'm not a morning person at all. I don't mind staying up late. I don't even, I don't even mind working late. But I'm far from a morning person. But you make sacrifices for your dreams and for what you feel God has called you to do. So yes, I had to get up. A lot of times I'm up between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. I'm usually out the door no later than 3:15 a.m. every morning. Some mornings even earlier than that. So yes, pray for your boy because your boy definitely um is not. It's an adjustment, but like I said, I'm not a morning person at all. Definitely not a morning person at all. So definitely keep your boy in prayer. Uh, and I'll just be honest with you all. Did I would come back to news at one point in my life because of what happened at my old station and how everything transpired. I never imagined me coming back after that whole situation happened where I was fired and I was, without a job for a long time. I I don't know if I told you all this, but I was without a job. I was my final day at my old station was God, I can't. I'm trying to remember. It was right before Thanksgiving, maybe 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. So I went into the holiday season without a job. So you can just imagine how tough that was going into the holiday season, not knowing really what your job security was. And so I spent 2 months without a job and unemployment. It's a whole nother story in itself. In fact, I probably could do a whole um episode just on the craziness and the crazy answers I got with unemployment and the complications. It was just a mess. But thanks be to God, I did end up getting, a job, with Regions, and that brought me some valuable lessons, and that also sustained me until I got to where I feel God was leading me into. Oh, so yeah, like I said, this is definitely something that I didn't expect to happen. I was like, I kind of was thinking, yeah, I might be done with news after that. But the Lord said otherwise, and He was like, no, I think I got a little bit more for you to do just for right now. So he brought me back into my hometown, and he brought me to the station where it all started. And like I said, it's been a challenge. There are some days that are harder than others, and there's some fun days. But like I said, it's definitely a challenge. But I'm keep pressing, I keep going. Just like I've always told you all, even in the face of challenges, you have to keep going. You have to keep moving. You have to keep going forward. You can't go backwards. So even though it's a lot of challenges that is in the way, like getting up, that's doing things on a time crunch. So explain to you, I have a small window of getting things done, of a kind of small window. So I work, I be at work probably no later than 3:30, 3:45 a.m. It's a.m., not p.m. Then I go live at 5 a.m. From 5 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. In different slots during the morning show. And then after that, I normally have to do a web story. And then after that, I have to be in a meeting at 8 o'clock, a morning meeting to know what I'm doing the next day. And then after I get my pitch, I make phone calls, and I have to try to get all the stuff I need for the next day be at least by noon. So I have normally between 9 to you could say I have between 9 to about 12 noon to get everything together. And some days, it works where, I got everything together. And some days I'm in there, I'm looking like, okay, Lord, it is 1 going on 2 o'clock, and ain't nobody, and I'm just now getting an interview. And it be and promise me, I have a very short window. I don't like to stay there that long, but then also you have to remember that you still have to find a way to put all this together for the next show or the next day. So that's a challenge in itself, working mornings, and you have to be excited about it. So imagine all this rush going on in my head, and I got to be excited about it. I got to make it seem like or have some enthusiasm on air and be focused and be straightforward to the viewers about what's going on. So it's a challenge. It's definitely a challenge, but I'm up for the challenge. And I, thank God every day, for just the opportunity to be able to come back home and to be able to record, to be able to tell people stories, to be, just a vessel. As I can just touch one person's life. That means the world to me. As I can just, help just one person, throughout the day, throughout the week, that means more to me than any award I can receive, than any accolades, than anything, because that's the reason why I'm in this business. It's not about, the awards, it's not about, necessarily even trying to, get to super, super high markets and network, which eventually want to do and have my own show. But it's about the people, and it's about helping them, and it's about finding answers. It's about being a voice for them. It's about being concise and being accurate and being just, you know, you may call it the voice for the voiceless at some time, but I think of, you're telling their story. You're being their voice when sometimes they don't even have a voice. So that's why I do it. That's why I get up every morning, and it's my why. You have to have a why, for each day that or each thing that you want to do. Just like this podcast, it has a why. I want to encourage you all to, discover yourselves, embrace who you are, and unlock that potential within. That is my why to push out in every episode. Um, and that's the why that I live by, I strive by. Each time that we come on here, or each time I come on here to talk to you all on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, that is the why. So if you don't have a why, then you're gonna you need to find it first off. I encourage you, whatever you are trying to do in life, whatever you have as far as accomplishments, find out what your why is, because your why is going to be the driving force when nobody supports you, nobody's there for you, when funds get low, when people turn their backs on you, when things are not working how they're supposed to be working. You always go back to your why. So just remember that if you don't take anything away from this episode. Like I was saying, yeah, it's been quite a journey for me. A lot of other things have happened since the last time we talked. So since the last time we talked, um, I also got or have been involved heavily with my church. One other thing that I have been doing, or had the opportunity to go to, is, me, I've told y'all this 1,000 times. I am Church of God in Christ, to the bone, born, gonna die, Church of God in Christ. I had the opportunity to participate once again in our international aim. This time it's in person, in the city of Columbus, Ohio, and had the chance to be a A's correspondent the whole week. So I was basically doing what I do at work for my church, and that was not a fun. It was not a work, but I definitely enjoyed what I did. And thank you to all the people that allowed and gave me that opportunity to do that. And along with that, just a few weeks ago, I got a promotion in my church. Isn't that something? I got a promotion in my church, you all. I am now the media director for the Alabama First Jurisdiction of the Church of God in Christ. Um, Something that I did not expect. um, Something that I thought that I didn't necessarily say I wasn't qualified to get it, but I didn't think I would be the person to be selected as the media director. But our bishop, the prayer consideration, and my recommendation for my former media director, Dr. Reginald Roberts, he selected me to lead our media ministry moving forward. So I am now the new media director for Alabama First Jurisdiction of the Church of God in Christ. And wow, I cannot believe that I am saying that. And to just put it in retrospect, just 10 years ago, I was starting out in media ministry with our church, with our jurisdiction. I was a sophomore in college, and I was still kind of learning everything as far as broadcast, as far as media. I had no clue of what to do, how to do anything. And I just went back there and talked to Dr. Roberts. I was like, hey, I'm in school. I want to learn how to do broadcast media, things for, the church. And I want to get some experience. And he graciously welcomed me back. And I've been a part of the team ever since. And to now just think of 10 years later of how far God has brought me, and to now be leading the department at one point I had no knowledge of. I mean, it just shows you how great God is, and just how favor sometimes is, and just how amazing you following your journey. Um Sometimes we try to mimic other people's journey, but we all have our own journey to follow, and mine definitely is probably it's a lot different than yours. Yours is different than mine, but the thing about it is we all have to walk our own journey, and we all have to go, take our own steps. So just to see just how far this journey has come, and to see where God is taking me now, it just blows my mind. And every time I even think about it, it's like, oh my God, like God is truly, truly amazing to be able to put me in a position now where I'm not only in the ministry, but I'm leading the ministry now. And so it's just amazing to see how God works and see just how He's working in my life. And I'm so thankful each and every day for opportunities, and I'm just thankful for just the opportunity to share these things with you all. So thank you all so much for allowing me to share, you know, these stories with you all, where I am right now, and um, what's been going on. I was supposed to do this podcast. I'm gonna just be straight up with y'all. I was supposed to do this podcast right after I got back from A. I had the video, which I want to shout out my little brother Daniel Stanley, who made the video. I had the video drop, and I was supposed to do the podcast the very week after AIM, and then things got crazy with the World Games, and a lot of other stuff happened, so I had to put it on hold. I was just like, I don't want to come on and have things that I'm dealing with as a distraction to you all, and not give you all quality and good content that you all are used to. So I thank you all so much for being patient with me. I thank you all so much for sticking with your boy, and we're gonna have a lot of fun this season. We got some cool guests that's gonna be coming on, so I definitely encourage you to continue to stay connected with this podcast. You can see it. You see it on the bottom of the screen right there. Follow on social media, Facebook and Instagram. I am Courtney Chandler Podcast. You can listen and watch. You can watch on YouTube, I Am Courtney Chandler Podcast, and then you can listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and SoundCloud. I Am Courtney Chandler Podcast. But before we go, this episode is brought to you by the word process. And process is a series of actions or steps taken in order to achieve a particular end. So my process is to get to my goal. My process to get to my goal is different than yours, but I trust it, and you must trust your process as well. So, hey, trust your process and continue to strive for your goals. Until then, you all be blessed. I'll be back once again next week with another episode of the I Am Courtney Chandler Podcast. But you know what we do? We discover ourselves, we embrace it, and we unlock the potential within. Until then, be blessed, be safe. I love y'all. And this is another episode of the I Am Courtney Chandler Podcast.